You know, guys, we're just not off to a great start this week. Start off the week yesterday by dealing with the insufferable, the intolerable, the queen of all dancing queens, Jackie Mahomes. We have all these positive stories coming out of the Super Bowl, and they all get overshadowed by the stupidity of some 22-year-old girl who has as much NFL experience as Mina Kimes. Matter of fact, ESPN should hire Jackie Mahomes to be their next NFL analyst. He hits all the qualifications required to work at ESPN. Zero NFL experience. Check. Belongs to a marginalized group. Double check. Jackie identifies as a minority while also being a confirmed male birthing person. We start the week off with Jackie Mahomes celebrating her Super Bowl win over the Eagles. This afternoon, I am at the bank taking care of some business, and I receive an influx of emails concerning a group of women that you could argue are even more insufferable than the dancing queen. If you're looking for analysis, insight on the NFL, where would you go for that information? People that are clueless, they would turn on ESPN. Those who enjoy propaganda, they might read speculative lies written by Mike Florio. Gamblers, they might waste their money buying information from so-called sharps, so-called experts like Kelly in Vegas, or the hundreds of other people who sell losing picks online. But the last place that you would turn to for information regarding the NFL would be from the yentas on The View. The women on The View, they do serve a purpose. If I was looking for information about pregnant men, I'd turn on The View. If I needed interesting stories about the rake fornicating with the shovel, I'd turn on The View. If I wanted to watch Chucky Schumer receive Botox from the plastic princess Nancy Pelosi, I'd watch The View. If my 3-year-old nephew wanted to be entertained by the flatulence of a whoopee cushion, I'd let him watch The View. But I would never, ever seek out a group of insufferable yentas for their opinions on the National Football League. And I'm sorry if I sound angry here, but you go listen to 5 insufferables bloviate for 10 minutes on the NFL and see if you're not pissed off too. I spent about 10 minutes this afternoon listening to 5 clueless women discuss the Super Bowl. Well, let me correct that. 4 women and a whoopee cushion. I just couldn't take it anymore. My ears were begging me, please turn this shit off. I would rather listen to Bomani Jones, give me Joy Reid, anything but The View. I've always wondered why this show was called The View because every time I see clips of it, I never enjoy The View. Yesterday morning, the Yentas lead off the show by talking about the Super Bowl. It didn't take 5 minutes for the stream of lies to start flowing through their facial orifice. That Rihanna halftime show was great. It was amazing! Rihanna proved to all women that you can be pregnant and still fail to be entertaining. I guess that's great news for the dump divers in the WNBA. If they can find a man willing to impregnate them, they don't have to worry about losing their spot on the back of the garbage truck. Rihanna's performance Sunday night proved dump divers can carry a baby and carry your trash at the same time. I have no problem with Rihanna. Some of her music I think is good, but let's be real here. That halftime show sucked. It was disappointing. It was one of the most unentertaining, uninspiring Super Bowl performances that I've ever seen. It didn't look like Rihanna even cared to be there. If you're gonna lip sync, you could at least give enough of an effort to try to hide the fact that you're lip syncing. There were several times during that performance where all you could see was the back of her head, yet words were still coming through the speakers. She was either lip syncing or had doctors surgically add a second mouth to the back of her neck. After the beauties of The View were finished lying about the halftime show, they focused on giving their analysis of the game. According to the Yentas, there was only one winner coming out of the Super Bowl Sunday night. It wasn't the Chiefs, it wasn't the Indians, or as the shitfucks like to call them, the Guardians. It wasn't the Eagles. The biggest winner Sunday night was the black man. You see, before Sunday night, there was a strong bias against black men in the NFL. More specifically, there was a strong bias against black quarterbacks. Never mind the fact that 40% of quarterbacks in the NFL are black dudes. Never mind the fact that 65% of the players in the league are black dudes. Hell, the NFL has a higher percentage of black employees than the fucking View. But those pesky facts, we can't allow those pesky facts to get in the way of the narrative. The Whoopi Cushion, along with Sunny Hostin, they were overjoyed with the elimination of bias that took place Sunday night. Watch for yourself. Try not to be distracted, though. Try not to be distracted by Whoopi stuffing her cushion. She appears to be enjoying a nice slice of pound my brown cake in between releases of her flatulence. Try not to be distracted by it, but watch it for yourself.
The only thing that would have made it better for me is, finally we know that black quarterbacks can lead teams. And are smart enough to lead teams. I would like to see.
I always knew that. That was never a question. We knew that. But, it takes people a minute to catch up.
How about some black owners? Some black owners.
Where the hell have they been the last, 35 years? Did Sunny Hostin just say, we finally have confirmation that black quarterbacks are smart enough to lead teams to the Super Bowl? Pretty sure the rest of us received that confirmation in 1988 when Doug Williams won the Super Bowl. What about Warren Moon? Pretty sure he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. Wasn't that Russell Wilson who led the Seahawks to not one, but 2 Super Bowls? Michael Vick changed the quarterback position, paving the way for guys like Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton, Patrick Mahomes. The list goes on of black quarterbacks who have either revolutionized the position or led their team to the Super Bowl. The mainstream media continues with this false narrative that the NFL is lacking diversity. Us normal people, we don't give a shit about diversity. When I was watching my Pelicans last night, you know how many times I thought, I don't see anyone who looks like me on the court. The only white people I see are sitting in the stands. It's so triggering to my emotions to not see players who look like me. This league really lacks diversity. You know how many times I thought that? None. I don't give a shit about diversity. I want the best athletes on my team. I don't care if they're black, brown, white, pregnant. If they can win, put them on the court. The media continues with the false narrative that the NFL lacks diversity. They always forget to mention the NFL's made more black men millionaires than any other sports league. Go look at NFL analysts and commentators on ESPN. Most of them are black men. James Brown, Kurt Menefee, they are the pregame show host on Fox and CBS. Black men. NBC employs the biggest example of diversity in practice. Maria Taylor is the host for the most watched pregame show in the country. She didn't get that job because of her talent. She has none. She didn't get that job because of her NFL IQ. It's non-existent. This is the same woman who was given a vote for the NBA awards, once again based on diversity, and she forgot Anthony Davis played in the NBA. NBC gave that job to Maria Taylor because she was a black woman. That was her only qualification. I told you guys yesterday, the mainstream media, they would celebrate the NFL temporarily, but it wouldn't take them long to find another complaint. I think I said yesterday they would complain because there wasn't 2 black head coaches in the Super Bowl. Well, it turns out I was partially wrong. Instead of bringing up the lack of melanin on the sidelines, Sunny Hostin took it a step further. Now that there is true diversity at the quarterback position, it is time for the NFL to have black owners. To hell with these evil white men employing the slaves. Black men should have slaves too. I hate to break the bad news to Sunny Hostin. No amount of diversity training will convince the NFL to hand over a team to a black owner. I'm not sure if she knows this, but NFL teams, they cost money. The only color money cares about is green. There is a reason we haven't seen a black owner in the NFL. It has nothing to do with the evil white man keeping him out. It has nothing to do with mythical racism. The average NFL team costs $3.5 billion. 32 teams in the NFL. There's only 724 billionaires in America. Of those 724, guess how many are black? 7. One of which is Michael Jordan, whose assets are tied into the Charlotte Hornets. So that makes 6. Another is Oprah Winfrey, who can't even run a successful television network, much less an NFL team. So that makes 5. Basically, your options are Jay-Z, Tyler Perry, LeBron James. Here's the problem. None of them have enough money to buy an NFL team. LeBron James is worth $1 billion. Not an expert in math, but that puts him about $2.5 billion short. For reasons unknown to me, somehow The View continues to dominate the ratings. Last year, they were the #1 daytime talk show in America. How? I don't understand the appeal. What is so appealing about listening to 4 women and a whoopee cushion? One of their other topics yesterday was, is coddling your dog an indicator that you spoil your children? Who fucking cares? Give me your thoughts. According to the brilliant minds of The View, the NFL eliminated their bias against black quarterbacks Sunday in the Super Bowl. We finally have proof that black quarterbacks can lead a team to the Super Bowl. Most of us have known this for decades, but this was apparently breaking news to the Yentas on The View. Am I the only one tired of this fake narrative that the NFL is racist? Am I the only one tired that the NFL is biased against black quarterbacks, black head coaches, black owners? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.